I'm a reader within the churches of St Peter's, Caverswall, St Andrew's, Weston Coyney, the church that we're in at the moment, and All Saints Church at Dilhorn. And I was invited to do a community ministry course. One of the things that we did is to prepare a service for the community, and we decided that we'd do a service for miners because we found out throughout doing the history of the parish in which we serve that there was a lot of coal mining activity at Foxfield and around Weston Coyney, Park Hall and further afield.
Stoke-on-Trent was a vast mining area for generations. That there's been mines, the coal seams around here, and of course everything that was made and everything that was done came from coal. The power stations were coal-fired, the bottle ovens were all coal-fired, everybody's house was coal-fired, and it was such an important industry. And the fact that it's gone for good now in Stoke-on-Trent, it's so important that it is remembered.
It was something that's been on my heart, and certainly learning about the history of the coal mining industry in Stoke-on-Trent and North Staffordshire, the enormous contribution that the mining industry has done towards the people not only in this area and in this country, but throughout the world, actually.
I worked in the pit in 1960. I left school and I just did 8 years at Olditch Colliery at Chesterton. And of course, since I've been out, I've made it my interest that the history of the mining industry. And when Chatley Whitfield closed some years ago, I was out with a good friend and we were talking, and we thought it was important that we got another mining museum up and running if we could. And we did finally find a site, and it's there, the Oakdale Heritage Centre as is now, and I've always made it like my hobby to show an interest in the history.
We thought, well, that's it, we've done the course, we've passed it. But we actually put it to our vicar, the Reverend Steve Osborne. Could we do this service within the church? And he agreed, and got other people within the church and all sorts of people who had involvement with the mining industry to be involved within the service, so that it was a community-based service. This is what our desire was, that it was community-based.
I used to go and help my dad, who worked in the lamp house. He was a charge hand in the lamp house at Mossfield Colliery, which is about a mile away in Adderley Green. One of the little tasks I used to be able to do was fill the safety lamps with the fuel, and then the locking device was locked.
I was a novice learning about it all, so I didn't know much at all about the industry.
I started collecting lots of mining memorabilia, and I've got a big collection, safe and sound, and I was kindly asked whether I could assist with the service at the church, which is great. You know, I appreciate what they do to help remember the great industry. And it is so important. It's made an impression on my mind what went on all them years ago, and it's equally important that it's forgotten. So I'm sure this service is going to be great to the people of Stoke-on-Trent, a lot of ex-miners, certainly lots of the families to come along and remember just exactly what those lads went through for generations to make the potteries what it is today.
What struck me in preparing the service actually is the trust that people in the mining industry had one to another, and that trust is a trust that we have in God. And so I just felt actually the whole industry, although perhaps people didn't realise and haven't realised, that God is very much in the industry and has been in the industry and within people throughout all their suffering, all that's gone on, and their joys and their sorrows.